Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome to Fired Up KC. It's your host, Zeke Wanganga. And today we're talking about scholarship in the black community. The guy I'm about to bring on, him and his co-founder found a disparity between schools in the urban core, their funding, and schools who were in the bigger cities. And they decided to find a solution to be able to get more scholarship for students who were going to school in the urban neighborhood. So please help me make welcome Mr. Precious Awopetu. How you doing, my brother?
Man, how's it going?
Welcome on this show. People can't see your shoes, but they're fly. They'll fly. Because I know you're a shoe guy. I did some research and I see that you love Nikes.
Oh yeah,
You're a Nike fan, huh?
Yeah, I like Nikes, Jordans, shoes. I love shoes. Even from when I was a little kid, we always dreamed about having all those J's, Nikes.
Yes.
And back then, moms couldn't really afford all of them, but now, I got a little bit of money in my pocket.
You gotta splash it, man.
Just here and there.
But welcome to the show, man. It's awesome what you guys do with the organization, because I know you guys are raising fund with it's called the Foo Scholarship, right?
Yeah, the future of us.
The future of us,
yes.
Fantastic. And you guys are raising scholarship for students in the urban core. But before we even go into that, can I give people a little bit about yourself? Because I know you're originally from Nigeria. Can I give people your background and kind of how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, so I was born in Nigeria. I came to Kansas City when I was about 6 years old.
Okay.
My parents immigrated here, and I've been in Kansas City for almost all my life.
Dang.
The only time I went away from KC's, I went to school at Missouri State University, where I studied for my undergrads in exercise and movement science.
Okay.
And that also led me into occupational therapy, and this is where I'm getting my doctorates in OT right now.
Okay, wow, dang, doctorate degree, jeez, dang, that's a lot of book right there.
No, it is a lot of book work, but you gotta get it. I always think like my parents didn't bring me here for nothing, so,
exactly.
Kind of want to help, produce and do better for ourselves, and also take care of them as well as they get old. So. I think it's my duty to at least do something with myself. So.
Yes. I mean, also having Nigerian parents that want you to get all the degrees.
Dude.
I have a friend who has 2 masters. I'm like, you're still doing masters? Exactly. I got only 1. I'm like, come on.
Exactly. It's not even an option. You gotta get that doctorate degree, engineering, nursing, something. You gotta do something.
See, that's the thing. I'm on the spectrum of. Do my own thing. They're like, you do engineering. I was like, I want to do what I want to do, which is hard. But so you moved here when you were 6 years old.
Yeah.
What was that like for you? What was that? Was it hard for you to transition, or what was that? What was the feeling for you coming here?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, it was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough, and mainly just because I went into elementary school, and back then Nigeria, African, we had a kind of a stigma, right? African booty scratcher, all this kind of extra stuff.
Yes.
So it was tough, but me as a younger kid, I'm very social. So I was social, and also I wasn't like kind of a punk. So like I made friends. I was able to stand up for myself. I know not everybody can say that. I know other people had it rough. But
exactly.
I think I found my way.
Yeah.
I met a lot of great friends. I grew up here. I consider myself a Kansas Cityan.
Yes.
Been here all my life. So met a lot of good people, a lot of great people. So yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want it any other way.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I think there was a reason why God wanted me to come here now.
Yes.
I know I could have came here later, but it is it was the cards I was dealt with. So
yeah. So I mean, you have to learn through the process.
Yeah.
So fast forward, you grew up in Kansas City.
Yes, sir.
What was the best part of Kansas City for you growing up?
And the best part about KC. So I'll say honestly, the best part about Kansas City for me is just. Man, KC, everybody knows each other, man.
Yes, it's connected.
Everybody knows
it's connected.
Everybody knows each other. So I would just say the best part is the friends I've made.
Yes.
Even alongside like my friends from school, I was able to meet even other Nigerians, like Nigerians I grew up with, like other Nigerians that moved here to America.
Exactly.
That I met at parties, when I was 10, that I still talk to today.
Yes.
And those people, I think that's one of the best parts, because these people are scattered around KC, but we still all know each other.
Connect.
So that's how small KC is.
Yes.
So I think per se for me, just the connections I made, the friends I made.
Speaking of connections, speaking of parties, we met at a party too. That's literally how we
Literally how we met.
Yeah,
bro.
that's literally how what you're talking. That's literally how we met.
Literally how we met.
It was at a friend's party. And I think you were friends with Wumi, right?
Yeah, I was.
So and you were dressed dapper as you always do, but But yeah, so that's a connection.
Exactly.
So talk to us about the Foo Scholarship. Kind of tell us what that stands for. How did you guys get into this idea of trying to be able to create more scholarship for people living in urban core? Okay. What was that about, and how did you guys start this?
Yeah, so the future of us, like I mentioned, Brendan sent out a text, my co-founder. Okay. Sent it in a group chat saying that, hey, I have this idea of I want to help fund scholarships for the people in our community. And with my my background and how I didn't really have that many scholarships going through college, it was a no-brainer for me because understanding like financial aid, they're not going to give you all the money for school, but it'll give you something, right? So I still had to take out some loans. I only had one scholarship going to college, but if I knew back what I knew now, I would have applied for way more, right? So it was a great opportunity. I saw it as kind of a way we can mentor kids as well, and just also fund our community, right? So even if we're not like funding students for scholarships, we can also tell students, oh, this is important. This is why scholarship is important. This is why college is important. These are the things you can find from college. So it legit was just an awesome opportunity or something I can do to help our community. The Foo Scholarship, the future of us, literally stands for what we thought about when we named it is like, all right, so this is Ruskin. We went to Ruskin, so these people following behind us are going to be the future of us. That makes sense, right?
Wow, okay.
So these are people that are going to be following us behind, and we kind of want to help fund the future, basically. So and just help them out, mentorship. If they can just make it an easier route for them. I mean, it's going to be hard regardless, right? We're Black, we're not in the best community.
Exactly.
So any way we can make the younger folks' future easier is all game for me.
Yes, I mean, because honestly, even though you are American, you guys can get more scholarship, and then you put it to international students. That's a whole different perspective,
man,
right?
I already know.
Yeah, so like with you come out of college, everyone has a debt, and like I say, I don't know how many billions of dollars that are in debt for like students.
It's like trillions right now.
Trillions right now. They're like students who just came out of college and they're not able to pay off those debts. So, man, thank you, and congrats to having this great idea, because I know you guys have raised some awesome funds. You have you sponsor probably like 7 people now, or
we sponsored 7 people. We just gave our second collegiate recipient this past August.
Wow.
So we fund students as well with the scholarship ACT prep.
ACT prep, okay.
So generally this program is $1,200 per session.
Dang.
Right? So we partnered with GSP, Get Smarter Prep in Leawood, and we're able to give students a free prep to take ACT.
Wow.
So I mean, this is a 6 to 8 week course, and it prepares them for the ACT. And you know how important the ACT is,
yes,
right?
I took an ACT,
Exactly. So
yes.
that helps you get more scholarships, right? And even the difference between, let's say, a 20 student and a 24 student, that's administered school, that's more scholarships. Like, that's a drastic difference, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so I think once we had the opportunity to partner with Get Smarter Prep, it was literally a no-brainer. And so we've been able to fund so many students so far. Okay. We've put twins in there. We've put a lot of students that are wanting to just better themselves. And I wish I had the opportunity, when I was in high school, because, man, I would have jumped on it quick.
Yes. And I mean, that's the beauty of it, being able to look back, like, if I had the opportunity, I would have jumped on it. But now I'm in a position where I can actually create that for other people. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it, being a person who thinks for selfless, sacrifice, where it's not like, I have it now, they'll figure it out, right? Yeah. But anyways, you guys started this like a year ago, right? Yeah. It's not even been that long. You guys already have some people sponsored. So that's the funny thing, right? There's money out there, but it's like people need a reason to give to people, right?
Absolutely.
And you guys are creating this awesome channel.
Right. And the thing is about too, so when we started it, like we set money aside.
Wow.
Because we didn't know where the money's gonna come from, but I knew we were gonna get some funding, but we weren't sure, right? And Brendan had this big goal of like, I can't remember, but he had a huge goal of like maybe like 4,000 by the end of the year.
Dang.
I was like, man, this dude tripping. But we was able to make so much money, just like the amount of people that want to help, like you mentioned, like we were in newsletters, magazines, people just donating left to right, and it was just like, man, like.
So you guys hit the goal then?
We surpassed the goal.
Wow, dang.
We surpassed the goal, and I was looking like, man, Brendan, we got a lot, to just give back. So yeah, we surpassed that goal.
That is so awesome.
Yeah,
that is so awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, KC, for being able to support that.
Absolutely.
You know. But anyways, I want to say congrats to being able to create this awesome venture. And also, I just want to drink the wine because I'm thirsty. But yeah. Anyway, speaking of SAT, I don't know if your score was really good, but mine was okay enough to get me here. Because I didn't have I didn't have the scholarship to go and like train. I had to train myself. I literally had to watch YouTube videos for like English. I had to learn the English, like the words that I had to take. So being able to give students that opportunity to like get a 6-week course, that will give them better scores, which also gives them a better scholarship when they get into college.
Yes, and
right?
admittance too, because obviously not all schools accept they accept a certain ACT level or say certain GPA.
Yes.
So if you don't have the ACT, if you don't have the GPA, you're not going to get into their school. So.
Dang. Well, thank you guys for doing that. It's definitely important. I think on a global spectrum, this is needed on like more on a global, like going into Nigeria, going into other countries, like because like where we're from, where I'm from, right, Nigeria we're from, like it's like there's no scholarship for anyone going out of country. Like for you to get a scholarship going out of country, you have to know people, right?
Absolutely.
But you guys are raising this scholarship for anyone can get access to it, so long as you are able to show interest in what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
What is the application process like for you guys? How do you guys search for students?
Yeah, so our application process is actually very, very interesting.
Okay.
So we started in Ruskin High School because that's kind of where we went to high school at. And what we wanted to do, we wanted to make sure that this wasn't merit-based, right? We didn't want it to be solely on just like, oh, you have a great ACT, you should get the scholarship. You have a great GPA, you should get because at the end of the day, not everybody's going to have a great ACT.
Yes,
not everyone's got a good like I had okay GPA. I had okay GPA. It wasn't it wasn't great. My ACT was okay.
Yes.
But they don't look at those students. They usually look at the students at the very top.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? Like not every student is going to have that. And there's successful students that are in the middle of the pack that have made it through college, 100%. Right? So why can't they not get scholarships? So the way we did ours is we really want to make it interest based, right? So students can apply with whatever whatever interest they have. So let's say, for example, interested in music. Send us a piece about your music. Play violin. If you're into, we had a student send an art piece, right?
Okay.
She sent us an art piece, and then she wrote a little supplement letter about why it was important to her and the reason why she wanted that scholarship. So our scholarship is basically, so we reach out to students across the Kansas City area. They send in a piece that they find interesting. Okay. Maybe a supplement letter. Also, don't get us wrong, you can still send a written essay. That's fine too. That's no problem. So they send that to us, and then we review those scholarships. Me and Brendan do, and that's the first stage, and the second stage is the interview process. Okay. So we get to meet the student, which I think is very important, right? We get to see
the person.
We get to see how interested they are. We can see how genuine they are, which is very, very important. We do that interview process, and then me and Brendan go back. We talk about it. We see what we like. We think about why they deserve the scholarship, and we kind of just make our best decision on that.
Yeah. So you guys opened the application to everyone.
Everyone.
So
we started at Ruskin though. That was our first first place, and then the second year we kind of expanded out within all of Kansas City.
So when it comes to people that you pick, is there like a target you guys are looking at, or like a target place area, or is just is it minority communities, or what is the kind of like what you guys look at?
So I'll say like we're kind of a needs-based scholarship, right? So like I mentioned, there's a lot of students that do have scholarships out there, but we kind of want someone that that's needing the scholarship, right?
Exactly.
Because like there's going to be people out there that don't have any scholarships at all. So we look, we ask the students, if you have any scholarships, how many do you have? Hopefully they're being honest, So that's kind of where we're looking for. Our target area is Kansas City so far. So like the majority, the minority community, the Hickman, Grandview, Kansas City Public School District. So those areas that kind of have that disparity, like you had said. Yes.
Okay. Well, that's really cool, because I mean, if I had that opportunity to be able to, because I applied to a bunch of scholarships, but I never really got any until I got a few. But it's like, if I was able to, get more scholarship, it would have made school more easier, because you wouldn't have to be stressed about how to pay for school or applying for loans and all that kind of stuff.
You have to work.
And yeah, you don't have to work because I had to work at UMKC. Like you had to work at the gym, and it was like 8.50 per hour or whatever, and I had to work like 20 hours a week. But it's like all that you have to do like to be able to sustain yourself on campus, right?
Exactly.
Now let's change gears a bit. So for the audience who are watching, you literally drove from Nebraska down here.
Yeah.
So thank you for making that drive, because that's a long drive to be able to come here. So that shows like you're passionate about what you're doing and being able to spread the word out. So thank you for coming all the way.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah. I mean, it's an honor to have you, because that's really what we do. Being able to kind of shed a light on people who are doing awesome things that usually don't come on CNN or CNBC, but being able to get in that spotlight.
Yeah.
Talk about, because you are getting your doctorate degree in therapy, right?
Occupational
therapy.
Yeah.
Kind of give us the reason why you're doing that, and kind of like what is that all about? Because I mean I've heard about it. I don't have a lot of information about it.
Yeah. So occupational therapy. I was brought to it by a friend named Gabe. Shout out Gabriel. Kind of like my mentor now.
Yes.
He told me about it in 2016, and I looked into it. I was like, man, this is something I could see myself doing, because the goal of being an occupational therapist, right, to have the patient do everything they want to achieve, right? So a lot of our patients might be recovering from injury, or they might be going through something where it stops them from doing the occupation they want to do, right?
Yes.
So occupations are things that we do every day, right? A lot of people, when they hear occupation, job, right?
Yes.
No, a job is a type of occupation, but occupation, let's say driving your car, making food, cooking, getting in the shower, all those little things are occupations. Like imagine when you can't do something like that, right? So that plays a big part into your everyday life satisfaction, right? So you can't shower, you can't do all these things by yourself. That's gonna make your life not satisfying. So what we wanna do as occupational therapists, we wanna get you doing those things, what you love doing again, right? So as occupational therapists, we do client-centered therapies, therapies that are directed to what you wanna do again, right? So let's say you are interested in cooking. We're gonna do those therapies that are involved in cooking. Let's say grabbing things from the drawer, or putting up plates, or doing specific things like that. That's what occupational therapy is going to be. Is what's going to be pretty much about.
Pretty much about, okay. Yeah, because the reason why I bring this up is because on my last episode with Abraham, and he's doing like this huge documentary about therapy. Yeah. And it's like, therapy is something that in the Black community is not something that it's known about. You know, it's not something, especially in an African family, therapy is not a thing. Like I was talking with Abraham, we're making a joke where like back home, if you go to see a therapist, therapists are seen more like a psychiatrist, where like they take you there with changes. So people have that feel like if you go to therapy, you're going crazy. So it's like all those stigmas behind it, right? Now, what is the importance for you being able to be in that sector, and what do you think therapy can do to help the Black community? Like, how can we get involved in this? Because I know I haven't gone therapy yet, and I'm scared of it. Yeah. And what are some things you're learning?
So honestly, what I've learned so far is life satisfaction, right? So even therapy, right? Let's say you're going through something and you can't visit a therapist. That's going to affect your life. That's going to affect you daily, right? And within the Black community, sometimes we just don't have the funding for it.
Exactly.
We can't pay for it, and sometimes we just don't know, right? These are things that it's not kind of important. People don't talk about therapy, and I think it's being more apparent now within our generation, but like you said, back our parents didn't do anything like that, so we don't know the importance of it. But it's actually very important, you know what I'm saying? Like those things that you're going through, you need to be going to see a psychiatrist, right? Because that affects your everyday life, right? So life satisfaction, because without being satisfied in life, that goes into your job, goes into your school, that goes into things that you do every single day, so that can bother you. So I think especially therapy, like visiting a psychiatrist, doing those things are very, very important for everyone to do, not even just the Black community, everyone.
Yes, being able to, because it's important, because especially a year like 2020, where like things went to sham, it's just everything broke down, and I still need to go to therapy for that, because that's a whole year that we pretty much lost a whole year.
Secluded in the house for 2020.
Yeah.
People weren't leaving the house.
Exactly. That's a huge deal. I mean, people are sitting in with that, but it's like, we need to get more exposure, like people be able to get therapy and being able to, know that you're not in this alone. And I think that's something that if if not for my, for my girl who I was with at that time, it would have been way harder because I was like, I was indoors and it was tough.
It was tough.
But yeah, so how does your parents feel about you going to therapy? Because I know Nigerian parents either want a doctor or an engineer.
Man, listen, so my mom wanted me to be a nurse for so long.
Yes.
For so long, and I was telling my mom, and I of course, like I'm gonna obey. So I did nursing for a little bit.
Yes.
I did my CNA. I worked at I worked in a hospital for a little bit. But I wasn't my calling, and I don't know why Nigerian parents just think they're just one-track minded.
Exactly, they're just they're
like you have to do nursing. Like nursing is the only option here in America. But my mom was just so one-track minded. But when I got to college, man, that's another great thing about college. You get so much experience and exposure to everything, right?
Yes.
You learn about this. There's so much, like, if I wasn't in college, I wouldn't know what OT is.
Yes,
I wouldn't be introduced to it.
Yes.
So, so when my parents, obviously my mom, she was like, why you want to do therapy, and then I took like a little year off from school too, so that really was, that really made her mad because, because I went home, I had an exercise science degree, and it's not really the best degree to find like a career job, so I was working like little jobs here and here, just trying to build my resume just to get a better job, so when she saw me just doing these little jobs, I guess she just expected me to be making like a salary, and I wasn't making that money yet. I wasn't there. But my goal was to always be an occupational therapist, and my mom knew that, and she supported me in every way, as a mom would. So she was okay with it. She was still pushing the nursing a bit, especially that year where I was, just looking at little jobs. Like, you could just be a nurse in 1 year, what I'm saying? You'll be done. You can start working. I was like, but I had a goal. My goal was to always be everyone that knows me. I've been saying OT for a long time. Yes. Like OT has been on my mind. That's been my goal. And so my mom, once she saw that I was getting my doctorates, that's when she was, hey, I was super happy, right?
Yes.
So. But
that's awesome.
But when she found, she's supporting me. My parents are supporting. My dad's supporting me. My parents actually helped me get a lot of my shadowing hours in hospitals and clinics. So they've been really supportive.
Yeah.
So.
That's what you need. Like that's what you want, because usually African parents, they always one track, because they want what works.
Yeah.
If that works, just do it. Don't go around the corner. Don't go find something. Just do what works.
Do what works.
And it's just like people who, for that to work, someone had to do it, right? And for something else to work, someone had to also go and start doing that for that thing to start working. It's like it doesn't have to be all this just one track minded. Like if Elon Musk didn't start Tesla, we wouldn't have Tesla, right?
Exactly.
So it's like someone has to go do it.
Yeah.
But switching backtracks to what you got, your organization. Give people the plug of how they can be able to contact you guys if they want to fill out application or if they want to donate. How can people get in touch with you guys and what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so we're on Instagram and Facebook at the FOU Scholarship.
Okay.
That's our Instagram and our Facebook.
Okay.
We also have a website at thefouscholarship.com.
Okay.
And then you can also reach out to me at Precious, PRECIOUSA, at the Foo Scholarship, the FOUscholarship.com, or you can reach out to my co-founder, Brennan L.
Who is also in the studio right now.
Shout out Brennan.
Shout out to Brennan, he's in the studio as well.
At thefuturescholarship.com.
Awesome. Man, I mean, I'm just, excited because when you send me the message of like what you guys, I'm like, oh man, this is huge, because it's something that I wish I had. It's something I wish, me and my friend, we were talking about even starting something like that for like people in Nigeria who want to come to the US, being able to, but it's like we want to raise the funds here, because in Nigeria, for you to be able to raise funds, you have to know about 1,000 politicians for them to be able to give you the access to do that.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely harder. So thank you guys for doing that and being able to give this opportunity to like young people to have a more brighter future, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But let's switch gears to a whole different thing, because I don't know if you've been watching the news lately, but like the whole COVID thing is coming back again. So I think it was Biden gave a whole thing about vaccine and everything, and it's like, I don't know how concerning, I don't know how you guys are, your organization is working, but like, did COVID affect you guys last year, or?
Oh man, so lucky for us, I mean, COVID kind of affected us, but not really. It was kind of like a blessing in disguise because we learned to work remotely, right? Okay. And now that I'm in school in a whole different state, we already have that foundation to work remotely. We already know what to do, you know. So me and Brennan, we probably saw each other maybe once or twice, but we did everything through Google Meets. We did everything through like sharing this and doing that. So we just work remotely. The only tough thing about it though with COVID is we weren't really able to get into schools. And one of my biggest goals is just to be like be involved in schools, be like a mentor a little bit.
Okay.
And just like I feel like if students see our face, you know, because that representation matters. So they can see like, oh, these students can do it too. You know, I can do it as well. So I think just being able to talk to some of those students, being able to be, you know, a mentor, being able to see them, see us, that, oh, we're similar to them. We wear the same clothes. We look just like them. There's no difference between me and you. And I think that's a big deal. And, you know, just advocating for college, advocating for scholarships, and just advocating for a better life. So I think that's the only downfall of it. But overall, it was kind of a blessing, you know, just to be able to work remotely. And working remotely now.
Man, because I mean, I'm concerned personally because, you know, 2020 it affected me like negatively, but it's like the variant COVID thing is like spreading so fast, way faster, and it's like Biden put a mandate for, I think, companies that have more than 100 employees have to make sure that people get vaccinated.
It's mandated, like they have to get vaccinated?
Yeah, they have to get vaccinated, or they have to get weekly checkups for COVID, which is going to be so, especially, they're definitely going to get vaccinated. So I'm like, you know, I mean, it's at a point where I think we have, because they said like the vaccine doesn't really help with the variant. There's Delta variant, there's Delta, there's variant. It's just so many.
It's a lot going
Delta
on.
variant, and it's like so many going on. But like, it's like we need to get to a place where we can say, I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, where we're gonna say we're done with COVID, because I think it might expand into
sticking around
many more years.
Not going anywhere.
But anyways, man, it's an honor to have you on this show. Towards this, we're gonna get towards the end of the show, but before we get to the end, there is this section where we'll call "Explain This." I'm gonna put up a picture of you, a couple pictures of you. You gotta explain what's going on in the picture.
All right,
so it's gonna be pictures that you never expect, because I dug really deep just to be able to kind of like get a bit of info. So it's gonna surprise you. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, let's get it. What is happening in this picture? Look at the soles of your shoe. What's going on?
Listen, man, I don't know what my obsession with shoes are not that bad anymore, but for some reason, I would have to unbox a shoe and lick them just to show people that they're truly on dead stock. They've never been worn. I don't know what my problem is. I don't do that anymore, by the way, guys.
Yeah, so I was like, what is going on? This guy has a shoe fetish? What's going on? Anyways, second picture. Okay, is this Uncle Rufus? What's going on here?
Precious. No, I think that was 80s day or 70s day. Okay. You had to dress up, and man, it's a terrible fit.
Yeah, that's a barbecue uncle that came with
1 out of 10 fit right there.
Dang, that's a lot of colors right there. That's a lot. That's a Christmas light right there. Anyways, let's get last picture. This one's gonna take you all the way home. It's gonna get you. Let's go.
Man,
this is Young Precious, baby.
How did you even get that, man? Digging deep the archive.
I had to go deep. I had to take you all the way home, baby. Yeah, you already know.
I think that was our family photo. We haven't taken a family photo in a long time, but that should have been like 2008, 2009.
Yes,
Those two dudes are on my left and right, my brothers, and then the one of my baby sister, Bellamy. So yeah,
such a cute family. Dang. Well, to those who know Precious now, there you go. That's how he was.
Fine boy,
fresh. I had another picture, but I didn't want to put it. I had to go with this one. I had another picture of you. You had blings on, like chains on, like.
Oh, I had chains on.
Yeah, chains on, like huge chains on. But I was like, I just had to bring this one for you. But anyways, that's that. But. Again, thank you for coming on this show. It's an honor, just such an honor to bring you on and be able to talk about, the Foo Scholarship. It's a great opportunity for young people. How can people get in touch with you, social media or your blog?
Yeah, you guys can reach out to my Instagram at precious_Swayze, SWAZZY.
Fantastic. Well, thank you again for coming on this show.
Appreciate you, Zeke.
And for you guys, hey, it's your host, Zeke Wanganga. It's the end of the show, man. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe. Please go to our platform at fireupkids.com to listen to the audio podcast. Or if you want to subscribe to our channel, please subscribe here. And also go to Instagram at fireupkc. And hey, it's been another episode. I'll see you guys next time. But for now, you know what to do. Stay fired up. Don't give up. Keep grinding. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye for now.